Hello, my name's Kayla and this is Cinnamon the Score Bunny, and today I'm going to tell you 5 things about Cogita that you didn't know. To make this video, I rewatched every single clip with Cogita in it. I also looked at every single little detail in her room, like up close, first person perspective, and scoured the map because there were some hidden things throughout the map that relate to Cogita that literally I have not heard anybody talk about, and yeah, we need to talk about them. Okay, 5 things you didn't know. Starting off with number 1. Both Cogita and Volo explicitly state that they are descended from the ancient people of Sinnoh, but so is the rest of the Ginkgo Guild. While the Ginkgo Guild is currently nomadic, there's evidence that they used to have an actual physical home. We find ruins in an old graveyard near Mount Coronet. Seems like most of their people probably died when the ancient hero was dealing with the reoccurring Giratina issue. This is likely also when the Ginkgo Guild began their nomadic lifestyle. Unlike the clans in Jubilife, Cogita and Volo don't really have a place to call home. Home is such a central theme in this game that, like, the fact that they don't have a home is really sad. Like, your character completely loses your home. You know, that we're supposed to be able to kind of relate to that. Fact number 2 is that despite having white hair and knowing a lot about history, Cogita and Volo are probably pretty close in age. Young people having white hair is not uncommon in Pokemon. I mean, look at the older characters in Pokemon and look at the characters that just happen to have white hair. There is a huge difference. She's likely in her mid-20s to early 30s. Cogita does have bags under her eyes, but that relates to the next thing, which is that Cogita might be a widow. She has several black dresses in her room. She only wears black, and in the past it was customary for widows to wear black for years after their husband's death. This explains the bags under her eyes. Cogita has been through a lot. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the girl is just there, like, sipping her tea and crying. Like, I just want to give her a hug, poor thing. Number 4, and this one's probably gonna be the one that gets people kind of going crazy in the comments, but Cogita and Volo used to be in a relationship, like a romantic relationship. It's like heavily hinted at. They definitely broke up though prior to the start of the game, so like they're not together at this point. Evidence for this is that Volo calls her Mistress Cogita and she tells him not to call her that. Doing this in front of somebody shows that they know enough about each other to push each other's buttons, but they don't have enough respect for each other anymore to choose not to. Cogita also has a big bed, but seriously, most of the characters living in houses like hers in the game don't have beds at all. Seems like a very deliberate choice. So next question is, why did they break up? If Cogita is a widow, which I think she probably is, then maybe Volo got close with her after her husband's death as kind of like a comfort for going through that kind of a tragedy. Like, it's very common when somebody goes through something like that they attach themselves to someone else to kind of like get through that grief. I think he probably wanted to be with her seriously, possibly even like as they were growing up, since they probably like grew up as kids and stuff like that, considering they have similar ancestors, though they're not related biologically. Oh my goodness, people. But she isn't ready to move on yet, or doesn't really see Volo the same way that he sees her. This makes so much sense because Volo talks about how life has always been so unfair to him. Not having a place to really call home, and then having the one person you love not feel quite the same way. Understanding Volo's relationship with Cogita makes his dialogue make so much more sense. Speaking of which, Cogita definitely knows exactly what's going on with Volo, like exactly. She knows basically like all the myths in their region. Like, she is the person that we come to find out about this information. So she would 100% recognize the pattern that's going on here. Step 1, person feels like the world, aka Arceus, is against them. Step 2, person goes searching for basically the meaning of life and ends up making a pact with Giratina to bring down Arceus. Step 3, person thinks that they're doing things for their own reasons, but actually Giratina is in control. We legit see Cogita tell Volo not to investigate the ruins. Like, she knows, but she doesn't want to believe that it's true. Like, she's already lost so much, and it would be so horrible for her to lose Volo too, which, I mean, she does, but like, ouch. Especially because she's definitely pregnant with Volo's child at this point. I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but she's going into Jubilife to get a new dress because, there's something going on, and she's kind of really awkward about it because like she's not gonna fit in her dresses soon, and so she's gonna need a new one. Otherwise, how would Cynthia come to be? So yeah, Cogita's life is like incredibly tragic. Like, are you all crying? Because I was like crying when I was like learning about all this stuff because it's really sad. I cry a lot though. Maybe you weren't crying. So, so those were 5 things that you didn't know about Cogita. Did you actually know any of these things though? Were some of these a surprise to you? Do you think that I'm like totally crazy and that all these hints that seem to be obviously thrown into the game are not actually obvious hints and I'm just reading too far into this? But like, I feel like this is how it is. So like, just let me know your opinions in the comments. I would love to hear them. Everybody make sure you're respectful and kind. I'm gonna be diving into other aspects of the story that people just seem to totally have missed. So if you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe. Bye.